Beats by scientists.
Welcome guys to this tutorial series by Wayne Scientists. Today we are going to do variable declaration in C. This is lectures by Wayne Scientists. Please subscribe to this channel and for more videos like this. Okay, from the previous channel we did a discussion in the introduction in C language. If you don't know, just click above this video. I did post about introduction in C language, which is well explained. So without further ado, let's jump into this tutorial. What are data types in C language? In C programming, data types are declaration for variables. This determines the type and size of data associated with the variables. Example, we got char is a data type. Now if we look in this column is the list of all of some data types that are available in C languages. Like char, it's a data type and it can hold a space of 8 bits and it can hold only in this range. And also we got int, occupy a space of 16 to or 32 bits depending on your machine and can only hold a range. What are variables in C language? Variables are containers for storing data values. So when you state the data type, you must state also the variable that associated with that data type. Like int, you have to name that int what it does and what its purpose. Okay, let's see an example in the next slide. How did you declare a variable? You start with the data type and followed by the variable name. The variable name is the name of your own choice. You can name anything you want, just don't start with the numbers and don't include symbols in your variable name. Okay, let's see a first example in A. How normal, this is the first declaration data of a variable that is normal if you don't even know the variable yet. Remember, we start with the data type just like we discussed in the last slide, like int, float, char. So you name your data type and variable name, and the variable name will act according to the data type. If the data type is an int, that means the variable can only hold the values of integers, just like an example below. Double x. Here x is a variable name with the data type double. That means x only hold values for double values, which are floating numbers or numbers that have decimal points or even whole numbers that x can hold. And we also have another slide, second example in B. You can specify data type, variable name, and equals variable value. Remember, variable value is inserted after the equal sign, just like an example below. Int is a data type, y is variable name, 5 is the variable value just after the equal sign. Remember, int is a data type that deals with floating numbers. Then y is a variable name that is of type int and its value is 5. Again, now let's see a live demo in developer C++. Okay, welcome to this guys. Okay, this is the basic structure of this language, and if you don't know this basic structure, head on over to my last video. I did explain well on this. Okay, let's now continue to our variable declaration in C language. Let's say I want to declare a variable called age. I can start with the data type. Since age only be all numbers, so I'm stating the data type is int, because int is for shortcut for integers, that it determines a variable that can only hold integers. Second, int age is equal to 27. Now age, currently the value of age is 27. the current value of age is 27 like not right now. And if we can run this, it will print hello world. Why? Because we're not printing out the age. Okay, for us to print the age, we need to put the value of age within the print function. This print function, we have to include the age. Here again, just simply replace the statement with your age is. Okay, I want to print the value of age. I can just say 27 and I can run this, and it states your age is 27, but I want the value from this guy age. So if I can say your age is, %d, what I'm telling the compiler is %d is a special character. Notify this special character with the first integer just after this double quotes. You have to specify a comma over here, so the %d will correspond with the first integer just after this double quotes. And if you run this, it will become your age is 10. Here, but we want age, so I'm gonna replace 10 by age. So therefore this is replaced by the first occurring integer just after the comma, which is age in this case. So if I run this, it states your age is 27. Okay, what if I change it to 10, then I run this, then states your age is 10. So this is corresponding. Whatever I add your and replace your age with %d. Your %d is %d. What's gonna happen? Guess. Your 10 is a garbage number. This is a garbage number. Okay, what's happening here? Okay, this first %d will look for the first occurring integer just after comma, which is currently the value of age, which is 10 in this case. So it says your 10 is, then the second %d will look for the next occurring integer, which does not exist in this case, so it returns a garbage value which was returned anonymously. So if we add another integer to the front, just say and 78, then if you run this, you get your 10 is 78. So remember, the corresponding %d is corresponding to the integers that is coming after these double string quotes. For the first, it will go here, and for the second, it will go here. Okay, enough of this. Let's change this to your age is %d. Or %d is a special name telling the compiler that whatever we're looking for must be an integer. If it's another type, then we'll also throw a garbage value. So I can say int my second age is equals to age. What's gonna happen here? Okay, it starts from the top as we are compiling. Int age is equals to 10. Then the compiler will store age equals to 10 in the memory. Then after this, then it will say in my second age is equals to, here we are specifying the data type of int. My variable name is my second age, and we are assigning the value of my second age with the value of age. Here, in case the value of age is 10, so my second age is assigned the value of age. Let's see example in action. your age is 10. You see, okay. There are also another type. You can say double. Double is another data type that when you start to hold actually numbers with decimals, like maybe your weight is a decimal, it's 10,5. Then I'm gonna put weight, and after that I'm saying your weight is. Now if I put percent d e percent d, this percent d will look for the second occurring integer. In this case, this is not an integer data type, so most of the case it will give you a garbage value. So for percent, we use percent LF, meaning long float. This will correspond to the second double, which is this one. This second number is this one. So this one is corresponding with this one, and the first one is corresponding with the first one. And if we run this, you get your age is 10 and your weight is 10,500. You see there are many zeros just after the colon. How can we limit them to only one decimal value? So in order for us to do that, we just go between the percent and the LF here, and after this we just say dot 1, meaning to one decimal value. So if you run this, you see it's 10,5 and those numbers are cut. Okay, let's see another example in action. Okay, you can also do multiplication, division, and addition even in these scenarios. Just now int x is equals to 5. See, int x is equals to 6. Say, and then int y is equals to 10. And int z is equals to x times y. So what is this symbol? This symbol is denoting multiplication in C language. So the value of z is the multiple of the value of x and the value of y. Since this integer, so it's the integer value of z is corresponding with the integer value of y and the integer value of z, which is in case is value of 6 times 10, which is 60. So if we print z, if we print z, we get 60. Yes, you can also do some addition, and if you print them, we get 16, and also division. If you print that, you get 0. And why are I getting 0 here, in case you may ask? Okay, here x is 6 and y is 10. So basically when 6 is divided by 10, the answer is 0,6. And since in this case int z is a type of an integer, that means z can only hold integer part. That means the decimal part is truncated. If let's say it's 2,6, this since it's an integer, it would truncate the decimal point. So how do we print 0,6? Now we know that there's a data type that can allow us to hold decimal values. That is a double or float. Then in case I'm using double because double is more precision than float. Then I can change over here to percent %LF, and if I can run this, I get 0,00000. Now what's happening here? we have changed it to double, but you're still wondering why didn't it? Why? Because int x is still integer and y is still an integer. So integer division will return an integer value. So in order for us to convert, we have to convert them to double. So to convert them to double, we can explicitly say double dx is equals to x. Now this takes more time, so to take less time, we just put them brackets here and put double over here. That will implicitly change the integers in x and y to doubles x and y. So if we run this, we get 0,600, just like we entered it. And if we want a 1-to-1 decimal value, we just say after the percent dot 1, and if we run this, we get 0,6 value. Okay, now this is the last one I want to show you, the special case. Int x is equals to 5 mod of 2. This special percent f is like, it's what it does is just takes two numbers, divide them, and it returns the remainder when these two numbers divide. In this case, 5 divided by 2, it's 2, remainder 1. So the value of x, the current value of x at this point downwards, is it will be, let's see, since it's integer type with %d, and now print x. It's 1. Okay, then there's something I want to tell you this before we move on. Remember, x at this point and below is value of 1. Like if I say print, remember I have to end this statement. If I say print again here at this bottom, print f again, I'll get another 1 and 1. If I want to space them, I will just put a new line. I did discuss this in the previous video, if you can check it. It's 1 and 1. So it means the value of x is 1 starting from this line going down, but starting from this top, the value of x is unknown. Let's say, and we have to add a new line to distinguish what's happening. It gave you an error called undefined declared. What it gets this compiler on, we just compare starting from top, and it say it will go from this and go to this function called printf, where we to look for the value x upwards where it is not even declared. So x will give us an error because x, you have not declared the variable named x above, so it will give you an error. So if I can change the value of x at this point, x is close to 10. From this point, the value of x is now 10. And if we can run this, we can see from the first line it's 1, from the last printf it's 10, because as it prints x, it prints the current value of x here, which is 10, and as it prints here, it prints value of x here, which is x is equals to 5 modulus of 2, which is 5 divided by 2 remainder, which is remainder of 1. So that is enough for this video, guys. Comment, like, and subscribe for more.